shares his thoughts in the 74th edition of Mann Ki Baat, asserts that the self-reliant India has now become a national sentiment flowing in the hearts of common folks. On the occasion of National Science Day, Prime Minister says science can significantly contribute in the self-reliant India campaign. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says it's our collective responsibility to conserve water resources, urges people to start a 100-day campaign for cleaning up water sources and conserving rainwater. Jal Shakti Ministry to also launch mission with its credo, catch the rain where it falls, when it falls. Indian Space Research Organisation launches 19 satellites today as part of the first dedicated commercial PSLV mission for its commercial company New Space India Limited. PSLV C51 mission sends into the space Brazil's Amazonia 1 as the primary payload, along with 18 other guest satellites, including 5 Indian satellites. Polling underway for civic polls for 81 municipalities along with 31 district panchayats and 231 taluk panchayats. Voting also being held for by-polls to 5 municipal wards in Delhi. Centre announces guidelines for upscaling COVID-19 vaccination from tomorrow. Private sector participation is being scaled up in COVID-19 vaccination. Private hospitals can charge up to rupees 250 per person per dose. A total of 1 crore 42 vaccine doses administered so far. And in international news, US Food and Drug Administration issues an emergency use authorization for a third safe and effective Janssen COVID-19 vaccine to help defeat the COVID-19 pandemic. Namaskar and welcome. You're watching DD India. I'm Sakal Bhatt, and the top story we're tracking at this hour. National Science Day is being observed today. The nation is celebrating every year on 28th of February, and this day is celebrated to commemorate the discovery of the Raman effect. Addressing the 74th edition of Mann Ki Baat, Prime Minister Modi hailed the contribution of scientist community in India.
National Science Day is celebrated each year on 28 February to mark the discovery of the Raman effect by Indian physicist Sir C.V. Raman on 28 February 1928. Addressing the 74th edition of Mann Ki Baat, Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed the contribution of scientist community of India on National Science Day.
आज नेशनल साइंस डे भी है। आज का दिन भारत के महान वैज्ञानिक डॉक्टर C.V. रमन जी द्वारा की गई रमन इफेक्ट खोज को समर्पित है। केरल से योगेश्वरन जी ने नमो ऐप पर लिखा है कि रमन इफेक्ट की खोज ने पूरी विज्ञान की दिशा को बदल दिया था। इससे जुड़ा हुआ एक बहुत अच्छा संदेश मुझे नासिक के स्नेहिल जी ने भी भेजा है। स्नेहिल जी ने लिखा है कि हमारे देश के अनगिनत वैज्ञानिक हैं जिनके योगदान के बिना साइंस इतनी प्रगति नहीं कर सकती थी। हम जैसे दुनिया के दूसरे वैज्ञानिकों के बारे में जानते हैं, वैसे ही हमें भारत के वैज्ञानिकों के बारे में भी जानना चाहिए। मैं भी मन की बात के इन श्रोताओं की बात से सहमत हूं। मैं जरूर चाहूंगा कि हमारे युवा भारत के वैज्ञानिक इतिहास को, हमारे वैज्ञानिकों को जाने, समझे और खूब पढ़ें।
Prime Minister also specially mentioned the power of science in providing impetus to the idea of self-reliant India. He also stressed on taking science forward with the mantra of lab to land.
जब हम साइंस की बात करते हैं तो कई बार इसे लोग फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री या फिर लैब्स तक ही सीमित कर देते हैं, लेकिन साइंस का विस्तार तो इससे कहीं ज्यादा है। और आत्मनिर्भर भारत अभियान में साइंस की शक्ति का बहुत योगदान भी है। हमें साइंस को लैब टू लैंड के मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़ाना होगा।
While referring to various innovations of science in India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauded the works of Hyderabad-based farmer Chintala Venkat Reddy. He developed various breeds of wheat and rice that specially contain vitamin D.
हैदराबाद के चिंतला वेंकट रेड्डी जी हैं। रेड्डी जी के एक डॉक्टर मित्र ने उन्हें एक बार विटामिन डी की कमी से होने वाली बीमारियां और उसके खतरों के बारे में बताया। रेड्डी जी किसान हैं। उन्होंने सोचा कि वो इस समस्या के समाधान के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं। इसके बाद उन्होंने मेहनत की और गेहूं चावल की ऐसी प्रजातियों को विकसित की जो खास तौर पर विटामिन डी से युक्त है। इसी महीने उन्हें वर्ल्ड इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जिनेवा से पेटेंट भी मिली है।
Prime Minister said many experiments are being done to create wealth from agricultural waste in the country. Bureau Report, DD India.
And with the country celebrating Magh Purnima on Friday, Prime Minister Modi made us realize the importance of water. In his 74th edition of Mann Ki Baat today morning, Prime Minister stressed upon the delicate relationship between water and civilizations. Here is the detailed report.
Ahead of World Water Day on March 22nd, Prime Minister Narendra Modi stressed upon the need for water conservation and said that we should begin efforts right away and conserve water as the summer season is approaching. Prime Minister also enumerated various steps taken to conserve water. Prime Minister lauded the efforts of locals from Tamil Nadu's Thiruvannamalai, where they are running a campaign for conservation of wells in their village.
कुछ दिनों बाद मार्च महीने में ही 22 तारीख को वर्ल्ड वाटर डे भी है। मुझे यूपी की आराध्या जी ने लिखा है कि दुनिया में करोड़ों लोग अपने जीवन का बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा पानी की कमी को पूरा करने में ही लगा देते हैं। बिन पानी सब सून, ऐसे ही नहीं कहा गया है। पानी के संकट को हल करने के लिए एक बहुत ही अच्छा मैसेज पश्चिम बंगाल के उत्तर दिनाजपुर से सुजीत जी ने मुझे भेजा है। सुजीत जी ने लिखा है कि प्रकृति ने जल के रूप में हमें एक सामूहिक उपहार दिया है, इसलिए इसे बचाने की जिम्मेदारी भी सामूहिक है। ये बात सही है, जैसे सामूहिक उपहार है वैसे ही सामूहिक उत्तरदायित्व भी है। सुजीत जी की बात बिल्कुल सही है। नदी, तालाब, झील, वर्षा या जमीन का पानी, ये सब हर किसी के लिए है। साथियों, एक समय था जब गांव में कुएं, पोखर, इनकी देखभाल सब मिलकर करते थे। अब ऐसा ही एक प्रयास तमिलनाडु के तिरुवन्नामलाई में हो रहा है। यहाँ स्थानीय लोगों ने अपने कुओं को संरक्षित करने के लिए अभियान चलाया हुआ है। ये लोग अपने इलाके में वर्षों से बंद पड़े सार्वजनिक कुओं को फिर से जीवित कर रहे हैं।
Besides, Prime Minister also mentioned the struggle of a villager, Babita Rajput, in Agrotha village in Madhya Pradesh, where she is mobilizing a campaign to rejuvenate the dried up lakes in her village.
मध्य प्रदेश के अग्रोधा गांव की बबीता राजपूत जी भी जो कर रही है, उससे आप सभी को प्रेरणा मिलेगी। बबीता जी का गांव बुंदेलखंड में है। उनके गांव के पास कभी एक बहुत बड़ी झील थी जो सूख गई थी। उन्होंने गांव की ही दूसरी महिलाओं को साथ लिया और झील तक पानी ले जाने के लिए एक नहर बना दी। इस नहर से बारिश का पानी सीधे झील में जाने लगा। अब ये झील पानी से भरी रहती है।
Bringing another inspirational story from the mountains, Prime Minister lauded the efforts of Jagdish Kunyal from Bageshwar, Uttarakhand. Jagdish Kunyal started a unique initiative to plant trees to bring the dried lakes back to life.
उत्तराखंड के बागेश्वर में रहने वाले जगदीश कुनियाल जी का काम भी बहुत कुछ सिखाता है। जगदीश जी का गांव और आसपास का क्षेत्र पानी की जरूरतों के लिए एक प्राकृतिक स्रोत पर निर्भर था, लेकिन कई साल पहले ये स्रोत सूख गया। इससे पूरे इलाके में पानी का संकट गहराता चला गया। जगदीश जी ने इस संकट का हल वृक्षारोपण से करने की ठानी। उन्हें पूरे इलाके में गांव के लोगों के साथ मिलकर हजारों पेड़ लगाए और आज उनके इलाके का सूख चुका वो जल स्रोत फिर से भर गया है।
Making us understand our collective responsibilities, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that within a few days from now, Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain will be initiated by Jal Shakti Ministry. He underlined its credo as catch the rain where it falls, when it falls. Prime Minister Modi urged citizens to commit themselves to get existing rainwater harvesting systems repaired, clean up the lakes and ponds in villages and remove impediments in way of water flowing into water sources, thus fully utilizing the resources to conserve rainwater to the maximum.
And discussing about the Atmanirbhar Bharat, Prime Minister also said that the first condition for self-reliance is to have pride in the things of one's own country. He added that self-reliant India doesn't remain just an economic campaign but becomes a national spirit when every countryman can take pride, every countryman connects.
आत्मनिर्भरता की पहली शर्त होती है अपने देश की चीजों पर गर्व होना, अपने देश के लोगों द्वारा बनाई वस्तुओं पर गर्व होना। जब प्रत्येक देशवासी गर्व करता है, प्रत्येक देशवासी जुड़ता है, तो आत्मनिर्भर भारत सिर्फ एक आर्थिक अभियान न रहकर एक नेशनल स्पिरिट बन जाता है।
And in his Mann Ki Baat program, Prime Minister Modi also remembered the teachings of Sant Ravidas, who was a social reformer and a spiritual figure. He is well known for making efforts in eradicating caste system.
एकई माटी के सब भांडे, सबका एको सृजनहार। रविदास व्यापई एकई घट भीतर, सबको एकई घड़े कुम्हार। हम सभी एक ही मिट्टी के बर्तन हैं, हम सभी को एक ने ही गढ़ा है। संत रविदास जी ने समाज में व्याप्त विकृतियों पर हमेशा खुलकर अपनी बात कही। उन्होंने इन विकृतियों को समाज के सामने रखा, उसे सुधारने की राह दिखाई। और तभी तो मीरा जी ने कहा था, गुरु मिलिया रैदास, दीनी ज्ञान की घुटकी।
ISRO has successfully launched PSLV C51 Amazonia 1 mission today. PSLV C51 carrying Amazonia 1, an optical Earth observation satellite from Brazil, and 18 other satellites left off from the first launch pad at the Space Center at 10:25 a.m. this Sunday morning. The launch is the 53rd flight of PSLV and the 78th launch vehicle mission from Sriharikota Spaceport. And on this occasion, Brazil's Minister of Science and Technology, Marco Caesar, was also present, expressing his happiness over the successful launch of the mission. ISRO's chairman, Dr. C51, congratulated the entire team and said that it is first ever satellite to be designed and developed with Brazil.
I am extremely happy to declare that PSLV C51 successfully launched in the precise orbit of Amazonia 1 today. In this mission, India and ISRO feel extremely proud and honored and happy to launch the first satellite designed, integrated and operated by Brazil. The satellite is in very good health and solar panels are deployed and is functioning very nicely.
And Brazil's Minister of Science and Technology, Marco Caesar, said that the satellite would kickstart a new era of Brazil's satellite industry. He added that PSLV C51 is one step towards India-Brazil partnership, which would further boost the relationship.
First of all, it's one more satellite to monitor the country, the Amazon and other biomes in Brazil. As well, it represents a new era of the Brazilian industry for satellites and development in Brazil. It brings inside peace, the multi-mission platform that can be used for other satellites. So it's very important, and I could choose better place to be than here in India with all our partnership, and this is very important. This is one step, important step for this partnership that is going to grow up very much.
Expressing happiness over the successful launch of PSLV C51 Amazonia 1 mission today, Prime Minister Modi took to Twitter to congratulate the team. In a tweet, he said, and I quote, "Congratulations to New Space India Limited and ISRO on the success of first dedicated commercial launch of PSLV C51 Amazonia 1 mission. This ushers in a new era of space reforms in the country. 18 co-passengers included 4 small satellites that showcase dynamism and innovation of our youth," unquote. In another tweet, Prime Minister congratulated the Brazilian president on the successful launch, and in a tweet, Prime Minister said, and I quote again, "Congratulations, President Jair Bolsonaro, on the successful launch of Brazil's Amazonia 1 satellite by PSLV C51, and this is a historic moment in our space corporation, and my felicitations to the scientists of Brazil," unquote. In other news, Home Minister Amit Shah addressed a public rally in Karaikal in Puducherry and Tamil Nadu. Assembly elections in Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Puducherry, remember, they will be held in single phases on April 6th. Amit Shah said that previous Congress-led government did not implement the schemes launched by the central government. However, he said that the BJP government will implement all those schemes for the common man if comes to power.
कांग्रेस आरोप लगा रही है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने उनकी सरकार को गिराया। भाई, आपने मुख्यमंत्री ऐसा व्यक्ति बनाया था जो अपने सर्वोच्च नेता के सामने ट्रांसलेशन करने में भी झूठ बोले। इस प्रकार के झूठे व्यक्ति को आपने मुख्यमंत्री बनाया।
Amit Shah also referred the video of a fisherwoman which was wrongly translated by the Chief Minister V. Narayanaswamy.
नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने 115 से ज्यादा योजनाओं को यहां भेजकर पुडुचेरी के सर्वांगीण विकास के लिए आगे कदम बढ़ाए, मगर यहां एक सरकार थी जो छोटी पॉलिटिक्स करना चाहती थी। इनके मन में डर था कि अगर ये योजनाएं पुडुचेरी के अंदर लोकप्रिय होती है तो उनकी नींव खत्म हो जाएगी। इन्होंने योजनाओं को नीचे नहीं दिया। नारायणस्वामी की सरकार इसके लिए जिम्मेदार है, मगर मैं आज आपको वादा करता हूं, एक बार आप भारतीय जनता पार्टी को मैंडेट दीजिए, एक छोटे से राज्य को हम भारत का गहना बनाकर दुनिया के सामने रखेंगे।
BJP President JP Nadda reached Varanasi on a 2-day visit. Nadda addressed BJP workers in a meeting. BJP President reiterated the resolve of Mera Booth Sabse Mazboot. UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath also participated in the meeting. In other news, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Chauhan has offered prayers at Kalighat Temple in Kolkata. Speaking of the current situation in West Bengal, he pointed out a noticeable wave of change among the people of the state. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister said that rampant corruption by the Congress and the TMC has not allowed many of the central government schemes and policies to reach the beneficiaries. He also said that people want change in West Bengal.
जहाँ तक चुनाव का सवाल है, पश्चिम बंगाल में परिवर्तन की लहर चल रही है। बर्बाद किया कांग्रेस ने और कम्युनिस्टों ने, बर्बाद में तबाह किया टीएमसी ने, और इसलिए इस समय मैं देख रहा हूँ निश्चित तौर पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी चुनाव जीतेगी।
Congress too is intensifying its campaign for the assembly polls in Tamil Nadu down south. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi today offered his prayers to Lord Shiva at Arumiglu Nilaipar temple in Tirunelveli in Tamil Nadu. Later he also addressed a rally at Tirunelveli. And in Gujarat, the polling is underway for the general elections of 81 municipalities. Now, these are the municipality elections and also 31 district panchayat elections as well as 231 taluka panchayat elections. Polling began at around 7 a.m. in the morning and will continue till 6 in the evening. Now, by-polls for the 23 municipalities and 3 taluka panchayats are also being held simultaneously. More than 2 crore 50 lakh voters are eligible to cast their vote in these polls. Out of 2,729 seats across 680 wards of 81 municipalities, 95 seats have been declared unopposed. Thus, polling is being held on 2,625 seats. Out of 980 seats of the 31 district panchayats, 25 seats have been declared unopposed. Thus, the polling is being held on 955 seats. Similarly, out of 4,774 seats of 231 taluka panchayats, 117 seats have been declared unopposed. Thus, the polling is being held on 4,655 seats. The main fight here is between the ruling BJP and the opposition Congress. However, Aam Aadmi Party as well as the BSP and other political parties in fact, they have also fielded their candidates. Counting of votes will take place on Tuesday. And to ramp up the COVID vaccination capacity many-fold, significantly large number of private facilities are being roped in. Let's take a look at these numbers. Nearly 10,000 private hospitals empaneled under Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri JAY, more than that's the scheme. More than 600 hospitals empaneled under CGHS and other private hospitals empaneled under state governments. Health insurance schemes have been roped in. Health departments of state governments have already initiated dialogue with these private hospitals so that they can be encouraged to participate in this drive. A list of all these private hospitals has also been uploaded on the websites of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and National Health Authority. In addition, there could be government health facilities which will be used as CVCs, such as medical colleges, hospitals, district hospitals, subdivisional hospitals, CHCs, PHCs, health sub-centers and health and wellness centers. Geo-reference maps with GPS coordinates of all these health facilities have been prepared that will serve as CVCs, and these geo-referenced maps are being shared with the state government. COVID vaccination centers will offer free vaccination for all, with the central government bearing the full cost of the vaccination. States have been explained that the private hospitals functioning as CVCs can charge subject to a ceiling of rupees 250 per person per dose, along with the electronic and financial management mechanism in this regard. The list of private hospitals empaneled by CGHS is available on www.mohfw.gov.in, and the list of private hospitals under Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan can also be accessed on www.mohfw.gov.in. That's the website of the Health Ministry. So far, more than 1.5 crore vaccinations have been done. And now let's take a look at the COVID numbers. India has reported 16,752 new COVID-19 cases as per the Union Health Ministry. 11,718 recoveries have been recorded yesterday. That is taking the cumulative total of recovered patients to 1,75,169. And with this, the recovery rate currently stands at 97.10%. India's three-pronged strategy of testing, tracing and treatment is also proving to be great success. And with this, the fatality rate has dropped to 1.42%, with the 1,57,051 deaths have been recorded so far. The number of active COVID-19 cases in India now stand at 1,64,511, which is about 1.48% of the total cases reported so far. Total vaccinations so far of are 1,43,01,266, with 58,719 vaccinations that were undertaken yesterday, that is on Saturday. Meanwhile, Cabinet Secretary Rajiv Gauba yesterday chaired a high-level review meeting with the Chief Secretaries of the states, Union Territories of Maharashtra, Punjab, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, West Bengal, Telangana and Jammu and Kashmir. These states, Union Territories have been reporting a very high active caseload or an increasing trend in new cases in the last week. The meeting, which reviewed and discussed the COVID management and response strategy, was held through video conferencing. 6 states, including Maharashtra, Kerala, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Gujarat, have shown a surge in new cases in the last 24 hours. Maharashtra continues to report the highest daily cases, new cases rather, at around 8,623. Cabinet Secretary reiterated that states need to maintain a continued rigorous vigil in terms of containing the spread and not squander away the gains of the collective hard work of the last year. They were advised not to lower their guard, enforce COVID appropriate behavior and also deal firmly with violations. And now let's take a look at the updates coming in of COVID-19 from across the globe. The tally looks like this. People contracting the COVID-19 virus, this has crossed 11 crore 43 lakh 55,000 mark, while more than 8 crore 99 lakh recoveries are reported globally. The number of lives lost due to COVID-19 across the world stands about 25 lakh 36,000. US continues to remain the worst affected from COVID-19, where the cases have passed 2 crore 92 lakh. The US has also crossed new grim milestone of 5 lakh 24,000 deaths, followed by Brazil, which has registered over 2 lakh 24,000 fatalities. Meanwhile, US regulators have formally approved the single shot of Johnson & Johnson coronavirus vaccine. This is the 3rd jab to be authorized in the country. The vaccine is said to be a cost-effective alternative to the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines and can be stored in a refrigerator instead of freezer. Trials found it prevented serious illness, but was 66% effective overall when moderate cases were included. Now, this vaccine is made by the Belgian firm Janssen. The company has agreed to provide US with 100 million doses by the end of June. The first dose could be available to the US public as early as next week. Meanwhile, United Kingdom, European Union and Canada have also ordered doses, and 500 million doses have been ordered through the COVAX scheme to supply poorer nations. President Joe Biden hailed it as exciting news for all Americans and an encouraging development, but warned that the fight is far from over. The authorization by the US Food and Drug Administration, that is FDA, came after an external committee of experts unanimously backed the vaccine. Results from trials conducted in the US, South Africa and Brazil showed it was more than 85% effective at preventing serious illness and 66% effective overall when moderate cases were included. Notably, there were no deaths among participants who had received the vaccine and no hospital admissions after 28 days post-vaccine. Overall, protection was lower in South Africa and Brazil, where virus variants have become more dominant, but defense against severe or critical illness was similarly high. And with that, it's time to wrap up this newscast on DD India. We'll be back with more news and updates at 4. Meanwhile, special programs and updates continue on your channel DD India. Stay with us.